simply do that. If I just draw like this, doesn't look too fast, does it? Listen. How fast did that occur?
Yeah.
That's 80 hundredths of a second. And that didn't look fast. That's economy of effort. And a few million draws, practicing things obviously, but again, economy of effort is what the law we all must follow. And then we look at the principles of movement and energy and how we align the body and move the body correctly to achieve that. And you're going to be different than I am. You're going to have a different understanding of it. That's okay. As long as you're obeying the law of economy of effort, the way you apply it, we look at what is your time and can we improve that time by making the movements more efficient in subtle ways, small things that people think are small. You improve your draw by half a tenth, you know, that's huge. A tenth, that's major. And people think, oh, that's not too big. Well, if you saw somebody shooting at you, would you take that tenth on your side?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A hundredth of a second. Oh yeah, I'll take that. That's what happens. So it's cool. Very cool.
Yeah, don't get confused in the defensive draw coming up like bowling, because that's not.
It's not bowling. You're not bowling at all.
We're still
What you
driving.
did,
If
would
you want to punch a gun out, punch it out, but then let it lift. And then, so you're getting rid of all that energy, which you might do under critical stress.
Yeah.
So you get it out, and then you let it lift, and all that energy's gone, the bullet goes right where it wants
So we'll
to go.
play with it. We'll play with different concepts and ideas to allow you to understand. Yes, we understand about stress and how body alarm responses and all the things that go on, but we can also manage those. We can also work with those. We can also make it work for us. Okay? Yeah. Welcome to Reactive Shooting Science. Listen to the timer. That's 1 second. So between the buzzer and that second one, that's you. Shouldn't get that target. Okay? Just go ahead and do that dry a couple times, make sure we're safe on it, and let's rock and roll. You ready? Stand by. Okay, and break the shot. Sorry. No worries. You ready? Yep. Stand by. Okay, here's what we'll do. Go ahead and make ready. Put your ears on, eyes and ears first, and then you can load it. And we'll do this drill about 5 yards on a number 5 target, so we got all the 5s in line. 5s are lucky numbers, so we're good to go. Ready, buddy? Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by. First shot, 136. Do it again. Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by. Okay, 143. Now, my question is, you want to do that under a second?
Do I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course I do.
What do you think we need to work on? do you
Draw
think?
stroke.
Okay. So if we're doing a conversation here on improvement and you simply move your limbs faster, you want to try that and see what that does? Let's try that. Just move, as long as you keep it safe on the trigger, let's just move the limbs a little faster and not be so deliberate. Let's see what happens. Let's see if the thing changes. You ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Okay, 114. Again, bottom of the target. Shooter ready? Stand by. So what's going on now?
Going too fast.
Is it the speed?
I'm not picking up the sight before I press trigger to the ring.
Okay, so we're having some issues with vision and related to speed, and that's processing.
Yeah.
Both physical processing in the mind of how you're moving as well as visual processing. So what I want to do is let's work on some things we can do really quick to help you with this whole process and make you more aware of what's going on. I'm not going to change your whole draw stroke, but I will probably change the way you think about your draw stroke, and you will change it. So let's go ahead and unload it real quick and just download. All right, so let's put the weapon on target. Let's start there. Now, from the weapon on target, I want you to be very aware, put it back in the holster without changing the wrist angle. Just put it back in the holster. Okay. Now hold that, bring it right back out, and do the opposite. Okay, now, when you put it back in, you made one motion. You went like this. You went from here, you went here. But when you took it out, you went up and then out. Lift why it take to clear your holster. Go ahead and lift it. And stop when you think you're clear. You're already 2 inches above it. Okay, now put the gun back in. Now just bring it up and drag it against the forward part of the holster until you feel it pop forward. That's as high as you need to go. Make sense? So let's do that. Try that. Just from there, just enough to clear.
Okay.
And not even trying to draw all the way. Just clear it. Go. Bang. Okay. What's the difference there? You want to try. So what we're doing here is efficiency on the movement pattern, of how we move the gun. Now here's the other question. You're taught to bring it up high for vision, right? Bring it up into the eye line and do that real quick. How much do you think you're going to get on a precision sight picture at 1 to 2 yards?
I mean, not much.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So at this distance, looking at, we're 5 yards, which is, you know, it's not extreme, but it's also not super close. How much do you need to steer the gun with your eyes as opposed to, let's just take your finger like this and point at it? And again, we're looking at two methodologies. You're doing this as like you're throwing a dart. What happens on dartboards when you go like that?
I don't play darts.
You know, but think about throwing something versus how about just lifting up against gravity?
Yeah.
So if I take my gun and I simply, I'm going to status check mine real quick, make sure it's empty, okay? If I take my gun and I just barely lift and I bring it up using gravity to there, is that less effort than doing that?
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So what I look for is real dirt simple, is take this and just bring it back to the holster without looking. And then if I follow that path in reverse, I have a very good path for how this gun is coming to target. Try that like 5 times, nice and slow. I want you to feel exactly what you're doing and enhance that movement. Take it to the target first. And now from there, finger off the trigger, just put it back in the holster without looking. Bring it to the target again. Feel that pathway. Where is your hands going? When are your hands coming together? When are they going back off the gun? But where they go off the gun is where they go back on. Okay, you're doing just like this. Leave your hands alone. Don't go up here. Just leave your hands where they are when they separate. Okay? Where do they separate? That's where you catch it. That's right. Right here, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, how do you make that simple? Ready? Natural clap. Let's go like this. Just clap your hands. So from here, if I clap my hands and I bring that gun out and I clap my hands, guess where I'm at?
Right.
Right where you want to be. And if I need to modify that draw, if I need to go over the back of a chair or somebody's close to me, nobody says I can't go higher.
Yeah.
I can modify that in the moment. But efficiency is about bringing the gun up with the law we must follow is the economy of effort. Economy of motion is a byproduct of economy of effort. And what I want you to do is discover this for yourself. I don't want to tell you how to draw. I want you to, I'll give you some things to work with, and I want you to discover a new way for you that you're going to be able to say, I can do this. I can pick this up. Try it. Just clap your hands. We're still dry. Nice and easy. Okay. Now, one last thing. When you come to target, here's some thoughts to consider. If I punch the gun out really hard, see that bounce and the end shake? That's what happens when we go fast with the punch the gun out theory, which everybody's punch that gun out. How many times have you heard somebody say punch that gun out? We don't punch. Lift out, touch. And what I'm going to help you do is lift it up against gravity. Let gravity stop the gun. Push it out and let gravity stop. If you were to let go of the gun at the end of this draw, it would literally fall down right below your hands. It's zero momentum is what we're after.
Right.
So if I use gravity to do that for me, and I use gravity to stop it, it stops of its own accord without me having to add muscle to pull it back. So try that concept. Bring it out, and then lift it up against gravity, up in a straight line. Okay? Do that 5 times, and let's do a timer. You ready?
Yep.
And break the shot when you're safely on that target.
Okay.
Ready? Stand by. And you can prep squeeze a lot faster than what you did. Ready? Stand by. Bingo. Again. Now move your hand. Watch this. You're moving your hand like this. How about I got a string on my arm and I'm just letting it let that. As soon as you touch that gun, it's gone, baby. Ready?
Okay.
Stand by. Bingo. Much better. And let's tuck that shirt in your waist and avoid a potential problem. You're doing awesome, by the way, okay? You got really nice, clean movements here, and we've got safety going on. I like this.
Okay.
So I'm real happy with you, Cory. Ready, buddy?
Yep.
Stand by. Okay. Now let's increase the rate of speed 5%. You're doing this. You're trying to be very smooth and deliberate. How deliberate do you need to be to think about to take your hand from here and go and place it, lift it up to that. So if I go like this and I simply go, that's all I'm doing. Never stop moving. Once you start, never stop moving. We good?
Yep.
Stand by. Bang. Again, stand by. Bang. Break that shot the instant it ends.
Okay.
Ready? Now, one last thing to remember. When you bring up the target, I want you to bring your finger up level with where you're looking. So the gun, watch my gun. My finger's level. My gun is going to come up level at the same time.
Gotcha.
So if my finger will guide how that gun comes up. Number one, keeps me from touching that trigger too early. But number two, it allows me to have the sights align up and down by feel as I lift that gun. And then the side-to-side stuff is taking care of how I grip the gun around that gun, which we'll get into in a later discussion. But from here, all I need you to do is bring that gun up level with where you look. And as soon as you pause here, prep, press. You ready, bud?
All right.
Stand by. Bang. Okay, now I want you to do 5 of them, increasing speed while not losing the level feeling. Ready? Bang. You can press that trigger sooner. Ready? Bang. Ready? Bingo. Load. Quickly. Without thinking. Load the gun. Ready? Same thing. Stand by. Dead center, 108 in the black. Ready? Stand by. Dead center in the black, 113. Now increase the rate of speed slightly. Stand by. 1 second flat. Dude! 1 second in the black. Very nice.
That was awesome.
So, what are the things that we covered? Real rapidly, we talked about movement to the gun and not allowing ourselves to sneak up on that gun. We talked about how to bring out the path of least resistance, economy of effort. We talked about taking that momentum at the end of the draw, and we also talked a little bit about safely increasing trigger press and understanding that if we press the shot, it doesn't have to be perfect, it will still be a good shot. All 3 of those shots you fired in 113 and 1 second were better than what we did the previous time. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it makes 100% sense because when I'm drawing up and I'm pressing out, I'm kind of searching for that sight. When I come, draw like you're saying, I'm automatically coming right up on the target. I'm picking up that front sight.
Welcome to reactive shooting science. This is the tip of the iceberg.
Awesome. Good
You
stuff.
rock. Good job.